Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Kick MMA episode 342. I am Brendan. Logan Paul versus Dillon Danis. We're going to talk about that boxing match. We're going to talk about that show and also the KSI versus Tommy Fury thing. We're going to talk about both of them, right? This Misfits boxing, okay? We're going to break it down round by round, talk about the scoring and all that stuff, I guess. If you like this kind of thing, subscribe to the channel. That way you know when the next videos come out. Normally I do MMA videos. I'll do a little bit of boxing here and there. And then Dillon Danis technically is an MMA fighter, so I know about this. This is not, I am not a Paul fan. I have covered his brother's fights. Anyway, let's talk about this, okay? So Logan Paul versus Dillon Danis. If you would like to find out more about the lead up to this, I recommend you go Google it. I don't like I've said this before. I don't like talking about this kind of thing. I think it just spreads negativity, especially when you have a lead up as like nasty as this one got. You know, I followed it in the periphery, right? So I knew it was going on. It wasn't like hanging on every word that each one of them was going to say. And what's the drama today? No, I don't care about that. But you know, it's hard to ignore it when your entire Twitter or X feed is MMA related. So, you know, Dillon Danis pops up a lot. A lot of people repost. So that's what's going on for the lead up. Go ahead and look it up. It got real nasty and real stupid, and I'm not a fan of it. Moving on. Round one, Paul landing the jab to the body and constantly throwing the jab and then tying up, right? Danis with the high shell, just walking forward. Danis landing two good punches this whole round, 10-9 to Logan Paul. All right, so this was Dillon Danis the entire boxing match. Okay, this was not boxing. This was a shit show, okay? And the match that happened after this was more entertaining, I'll put it that way. But the scoring, holy Toledo, was it bad. Really, really bad. There's just unbelievable the amount of garbage in boxing. And like I said, I wouldn't even consider this boxing, but it's commissioned and it's got the same kind of judges and it's horrible. 10-9, Paul. Second round here. More pressure from Danis. Both guys, you know, tying up a lot. There's just not, this is really bad to watch. Most of the punches are going off of Danis's gloves. Paul thinks he landed a hard shot, and then he started swinging wild hooks. He landed a few of those, and this is clearly his round 20-18. Round three, Danis moving forward, Paul throwing jabs to the body. Danis sits on his butt and waves Paul in, similar to how, you know, Nick Diaz did to Anderson Silva. This is not MMA, so you can't just pull guard. Anyway, this is really bad to watch. Commentary saying Danis is getting pounded. Is he, though? The commentary, that's another thing. I don't know the guy's name, but, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of Ariel Helwani. I understand if you like him, that's fine. It's just not my kind of content. He's not my kind of personality for sports that I gravitate to. So I've just never been a fan of his. I don't think he's horrible at his job. I think he does a very good job. It's just not my thing. Okay, I want to put that in perspective. His commentary, not bad. I don't think it's horrible. I think he's okay on the mic. I think he could definitely tighten it up. And for as long as he's been in the space, I feel like he should be a little bit better at it. But again, this is boxing, so I'll give him a pass. That's fine. The other dude, oh my God, just would not get off of Logan's dick. Like everything he did was excellent. And you know, Danis needs to be in there. And why is he talking? And we'll talk about it when we get to the end of this shit show about how disgraceful this commentary, like this dude is. He is horrible. And the way he's talking, we'll get to it when we talk about it because this was bad. What round were we on? It doesn't. 30-27, round three. Okay, round four, Danis landing a right hook, but then back to the high shell. Paul with another win, 40-36. Paul gets in his corner, gets him in the corner and lands a couple hooks, but most of his shots are still coming off the gloves. The commentary is such garbage. Again, you know, just blowing sunshine up his ass. Such a shit show, 50-45. Last round here, Danis attempts a takedown and Logan security gets in the ring. Boom! That's it right there. Logan Paul should have been DQ'd. His security team got in the ring. That is a violation of the rules. They should be DQ'd immediately. And I know what you're saying, like, but Danis broke the rules first. But if you break the rules, you get a point deduction, which is what happened here. If you get a point deduction, that means it's taken care of within there. It happens all the time. A low blow, a grabbing, a take, pushing him over. There's a lot of ways to break the rules in boxing. And if you do any of those, you get punished for it. And then the match goes on. It doesn't mean your security team gets to come into the ring and fight for you or have your back. That is not how this works. He should have been DQ'd. Now, Danis gets a point deduction. But like I said, Logan Paul should be DQ'd. Paul has him in the corner and bouncing the punches off the gloves yet again. The round's almost over. It's 60. I already scored it, 60-53. So I score it. Then Danis goes for a guillotine. Listen, it's the same thing that Nate Diaz did to Jake Paul. Fine. And by the way, you'll hear a lot of boxing people call it like a front headlock. Tommy Fury did it the entire time. Okay, it's fine. And yeah, did he squeeze on it and he go for it? Sure. He falls back. Logan Paul throws a punch at Dillon Danis when Danis is on the ground. Again, DQ'd. That's a DQ moment. You cannot hit a downed opponent in boxing. So for much as a shit show as this is and how much you want, I don't like Dillon Danis. I'm not defending him here, okay? But you can't do this stuff. You can't hit a guy who's on the ground. So he should have been DQ'd once for his team jumping in, the second time for throwing the punch to the ground opponent. And here's the other thing. If you say, oh, well, the round should have been over, okay, fine. Then what Dillon Danis did shouldn't cause a DQ, because that's eventually what happens is Dillon Danis causes the disqualification when everybody rushes the ring and it turns into this giant shit show. What a joke the commission is. What a joke of a production team. What a joke of a commentary. A job done by the commentary. Oh, and then by the way, the commentary laughs at him and says, "Yeah, hit him while he's down." Oh, is that what we do? We don't like what is happening. So when our guy breaks the rules, or you see a justice being, what you consider justice being served, you congratulate him for breaking the rules. You're just as bad. That is horrible. The only thing I got from this boxing match is how bad boxing is. You know what? If this was Dillon Danis' plan, he won. He showed that Paul isn't a great boxer, which we kind of knew anyway. Boxing is a joke. Cool. Commissions are a joke. All right. Commentary, horribly biased, a joke. Good. Dude, he showed everybody, and whether it was in his intent or not. So if it wasn't his intent, happy accident. If it was his intent, dude, 4D chess. This production was an absolute travesty to the sport of boxing. This should be separated and put in its own category. I haven't been critical of Jake Paul's stuff because, to be honest, it's very professional. Most of the stuff that Jake Paul's team has put together, riding in on the tank and all that stuff, that's all just production value. That's fine. This clown show they want to put on outside the ring is fine. Once they get in there, he's been pretty much all business, not breaking rules, staying very disciplined, being very professional about it. And the commentary, everything, it's very high-level stuff when it comes to production. This, on the other hand, was an absolute disgrace to the sport of boxing. In every facet. A shit show. Horrible. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I really don't. Let's talk about the boxing match that happened afterwards. That wasn't horrible. Ending was, though. KSI versus Tommy Fury. Boy, oh boy. Tommy Fury coming off the win against Jake Paul, in which I thought that Jake Paul won that one. So what does Tommy Fury do? Does he come out and just dominate KSI, who is by far Tommy Fury, who should be by far the superior boxer, comes out here and shows that boxing's fake. That's what it has to be, right? If Fury's a professional boxer and he's what he says he is and what they say they are, or what boxing says it is, then boxing's fake. I don't mean boxing like people boxing each other is fake and people don't actually get hit or hurt. That's not what I mean. I don't mean it's like fixed fights or anything like that, although that does happen. I mean, boxing itself is as legitimate as Kung Fu. Because KSI went in there with his hands down, bouncing in a karate stance, and he looked really good for what this was. He made Tommy Fury look ridiculous. Round 1, KSI moving quick in and out with his hands low. Fury moving forward, throwing hard 1-2s. KSI lands a big right hand. When they tie up, it's pretty even, so there's no separation there. Tommy hits him in the back of the head. Commentary says these guys turn their head a lot, and that's, a lot of these inexperienced guys, they turn their head a lot. That's why they get hit in the back of the head. They're in the clinch, and Fury hit him in the back of the head. You're not allowed to do that. He did it multiple times. 10-9 KSI. Second round here. KSI enters. Fury backs away and counters with the right hand. He did land a nice shot there. Fury hits him in the back of the head yet again, and that's a point deduction. Finally. But it doesn't matter because he keeps doing it. He gets punished. What is this in boxing? If you commit a foul and get punished for it, you don't get punished for it again. It's just free fouls. KSI landed a hard lunging right hand and some really good shots to the body. Fury hits the back of the head yet again, no point deduction. KSI takes another one, and they didn't stop the time when they did the point deduction thing. So again, production shit show. I have it 2017 for KSI. All right, the lunging in of KSI is throwing Fury off in round 3. I mean, it's throwing him off the whole time, but that's what I noted in round 3. Fury lands a hard left hook on the clinch break. Fury hits to the back of the head yet again. Should be another point deduction, but there isn't. Fury did land, and he lands a swinging right hand. No point deductions, so this is 29-27. Fury did win this round. Round 3 was Fury's. Round 4, Fury using the jab now. Fury hits him in the back of the head and headlocks him. Weird that he didn't cause a disqualification in this fight, but Dillon Danis, because Dillon Danis does jiu-jitsu, therefore when he does a headlock, it's against the rules. Pretty sure it's against the rules all the time, but you don't just disqualify a guy for that, and then if you get punched in the ground, whatever. KSI started looking tired in round 4. Did not look good. Fury landing a hard jab as KSI darts in. I can't believe, and then I wrote down, I was like, I can't believe Fury is a pro boxer because KSI is just making him look silly. Fury did win round 4. He won round 4, fair and square. Round 5, in the clinch, KSI landing hard uppercuts to the body and hooks up top. Fury lands another shot to the back of the head and the clinch. Close round where I lean towards KSI for the work that he did inside. This was a close round. Round 5 was close. So if you gave this to Fury, I understand, but I gave this one to KSI. I had it 48-46. Round 6, Fury landing a nice right hand on the break, KSI landing a right hand, but Fury returning and way more clinching in this round. Big right hand from KSI. I think KSI might have won this last round too, 58-55 on my scorecard. You could have it 57-56 for KSI, but that's not what we had, was it? That is not what we had. What did we have? All right, so Roberto, I can't read his handwriting. Anyway, he gives the first round to KSI and the last round to KSI. All right? Okay, first and last round. I also had those, but I also had round 2. So he gave round 2. Not all 3 judges, not even all 3 judges gave round 2. This is a shit show. This is how bad this is. They were trying so hard. This commission tried so hard. You can tell. You can tell. All they did was on a close round, they just ink it towards one direction. And if they gave it 2 of them to KSI early, which this judge did, he gave the first 2 rounds to KSI. He's like, okay, well, now I'm safe. I gave KSI his rounds. Now every other round that's close, I'll just give him to Fury. Easy peasy. This is a joke. All over the place. This judge gave round 5. So all the rounds that we talked about, all the rounds that I scored them, I didn't think they were that close, right? Obviously, like I said, round 5, I think round 5 was close. That's true. Round 6, I thought that one was pretty clear. KSI won round 6. Dude, the fact that Fury thinks that he belongs in professional boxing or that he's getting any better, I think is ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. I don't think he's a good boxer. Based off of his skills, he can't handle somebody darting in and out, which he should be able to. I understand it's an awkward fight, but that's the whole point, is your boxing skills should outweigh anything that anybody throws at you in the boxing ring. Right? That's what I meant when I said boxing is fake. If what they're telling me is true, right? I don't think boxing is fake. I think high-level boxers have this way. It's called the sweet science for a reason. I think it is one of the prettiest things to watch 2 guys at the highest level figure each other out, move. Oh my God, the way they move in there, it's amazing watching. Crawford versus Spence. Both those guys, and Crawford made him look. He made him look like not like an amateur, but he had his number in there, and it's still. Oh my God, watching those two just make adjustments and stuff. They weren't just lunging at each other, throwing big right hands and clinching. Lunge at each other, throw big right hands and clinch. They weren't doing that shit. So if what you're telling me is that a professional boxer can lose to a guy who has a karate stance in the sport of boxing, well, then boxing must be fake. Or Tommy Fury shouldn't be a pro boxer. Or pro boxers don't, there's like such a huge difference in level that you end up with boxers who can't really use the sweet science. Maybe it's the stinky science. That's stupid. That's stupid. I don't understand. I don't understand how people can watch boxing, like this kind of stuff, and think boxing is okay. Like the state that it's in. It's horrible. It's horrible. The scoring is bad. The judges are corrupt and horrible. Either inept or corrupt. There are no other options. The event itself was a shit show. So the fact that the commission allows this stuff is gross. That means the government, somebody was involved in saying that, yeah, let's go for this, and then, yeah, let's have the security teams there ready to jump in. And then when the fight's still going, let's have them jump in prematurely. Let's have them do that. Who are they hiring? What are the rule sets? What are they telling these people backstage? What in the production level? Oh, are you kidding me? Say what you want about Jake Paul and the way he's chosen his opponents and the way he's come up and who he's beat. You say whatever you want. You can't say that his events look anything like the main events look anything like this. You can't say that. No way. You can say whatever you want, but none of them have been like this bad. No way. All right, that's it. I was debating whether or not I was even going to make a video on this because I was just I just felt like I wanted to get the little digs in at the scoring and the commentary. So if you like this kind of stuff, subscribe to the channel. That way you know the next video's coming out. I covered the UFC event from this weekend, so go check those videos out if you wanna see the breakdowns from those fights. I do recommend if you watch this but you didn't watch the UFC event for whatever reason, even if you're a slight fan of MMA, go watch the main event. Go watch Edson Barbosa versus Sadiq Youssef. Go watch it. Trust me, you will not regret it. Go watch that fight. It was fantastic. All right, love you guys. Have a great week.